Hello, welcome back to Not Your Average Blonde. I'm your host, Melissa, and I want to thank you for joining me this week on this episode talking about the energy behind what you do. So, energy, oh my gosh, it is so important in every aspect of your life. And there are so many influences and factors that go into it. Like right now, for example, I'm sitting outside enjoying this beautiful weather that we are having in the springtime, perfect season where we're finally over winter, but we have not gotten to the oppressive heat of summer. And you can hear the birds chirping. There's a lovely cardinal that's hanging out in the tree above me that's also enjoying this beautiful weather. But this is an environment that I absolutely love sitting outside, like in nature, when the weather is like this, because I find it so energizing and healing and grounding, and there's so many benefits for it. So, for this week's episode, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about the energy behind what you do, because it's not necessarily what you're doing that's holding you back in life, but what it is, it's how you're doing it. And I want to talk about this invisible force, your energy that's shaping your reality. It's the energy that's behind your actions. So, in this episode, we're diving into a powerful truth of how your results in life aren't just shaped by strategy, they're truly shaped by your energy and how you show up every single day. So much emphasis in our life is placed on our ability, especially in the workplace, and our ability to communicate and to make decisions and how we connect with other people. But an unspoken and often overlooked influence in our lives is your energy. This impacts your emotional state through your words, your actions, your intent. It all comes together in this unspoken, like energetic language, and that influences the environment around you and how you show up for life, but also what life gives back to you. Your nervous system and subconscious, it tunes into the emotional vibrations that are projected from others around you and also from your environment. That's why for me, I try to cultivate healing and energizing environments around me, both at home and even at work. Like, I'm that person at work that has plants in my office and on my desk, and I place things in there that have a good energy and that help me to be able to focus and to be able to be the best version of myself. The energy of your environment influences so much. Your nervous system and subconscious tunes into those emotional vibrations that are projected from others around you and your environment. And it also influences how you approach things and even how you make decisions. For example, you can eat healthy out of fear, or you can eat out of love. You can go after success from a place of lack or from a place of overflow. You can hustle to prove yourself or create from alignment. The difference, it's everything. Energy matters so much more than you think. And I want to break that down. Energy, what is it? It's the intention, the emotion, the frequency behind every action that you take. And whether or not you realize it, people can feel it. Every person emits this energetic frequency that is sensed by others' nervous systems. You've probably experienced this, whether you realized it or not. But some common examples that you may have experienced this is if someone gives you a compliment, but it feels off. You're invited to something, but you know it's out of obligation. You launch something new, or you create something, or you present something at work, but deep down you feel fear, not excitement. We're all energetic beings, and your energy is what always speaks louder than your words. And when your energy is aligned, your actions have so much more traction. When your energy is scattered, that's when your actions feel forced and things become difficult. You feel stagnation and kind of like that sense of like dread or fear in whatever it is that you're doing. Birds are definitely on one today if you can hear it in the background. But going back to like energy, the science, there's a lot more science that's coming out that backs this up. There are studies in quantum biology and in interpersonal neurobiology that shows that we're constantly picking up on subtle emotional cues from others. This is also called limbic resonance. Your nervous system, it literally responds to the emotional states of the people around us. So to translate all of that, your energy, it's not invisible. It's contagious. When you're stressed, anxious, afraid, your nervous system moves into a sympathetic state, which is your fight or flight response. And you take action from that space. You're tight, rushed, fearful, but when you're grounded and you're regulated, you're in a parasympathetic state where clarity, creativity, and calm, that's where you can make those better decisions. That's where, when you're in that state, that's where calm decisions are born. So when you're operating from misalignment, your nervous system, it knows it. It shows up in your tone, your posture, your productivity, and even how others respond to you. because we're all energetic beings and we can pick up on each other's like energy and frequencies. So recognizing the significance that energy has in our rules and dynamics of life, it requires self-awareness and emotional regulation. When you have that self-awareness, you are able to manage your internal state and energy. You recognize and acknowledge your thoughts, emotions, and energy patterns. You give yourself space for reflection and introspection, and you're better able to cultivate emotional resilience and self-control in your life. Now, like, who doesn't want that? So what are like a few examples of what this may look like in your daily habits? There's a lot of hidden energy that are behind just the common habits that we have. And the position of the mindset of how we approach things influences those common habits. So common examples would be, let's take like working out. So you can approach working out from a position of fear or from a position of love. A position from fear would be, I hate my body, I need to fix it. You view it as almost like a punishment, which is going to continue to add that dread and that sense of, or that lack of self-enjoyment, like from working out. But when you approach working out from a position of love, you want to feel strong and you want to feel connected for yourself. You're going to have a more positive experience and a more positive relationship with working out. It's not going to be as difficult to, pull yourself into the gym because you're coming at it from a place of self-love. Another instance is when you post on social media. You can post from pressure of that urge or that need to stay relevant, or you can do it from a sense of purpose, from the sense of I have something meaningful to share. Other instances would be setting boundaries like in your relationships and with those people that like you interact with. You can approach it from resentment, that mindset of like, I'm done with everyone, so I'm going to wall up and put everyone out, or from a place of respect. I value my energy and I want to protect it. Now, these are all like different forms of like mindset shifts. Another one is in your career. So when you want to like change careers, you can approach it from a scarcity mindset or from a mindset of empowerment. Scarcity would look like or sound like I need more money or I'll fall behind. When you approach it from empowerment, it's more of the mindset of I'm ready to step into my next level. How cool is that? Like just the difference of those phrases. I need more money or I'll fall behind, or I'm ready to step into my next level. Even just talking about it, you can feel the difference and the change of how each of those phrases go when you just say them out loud or when you process and think about it. So it really resonates with me because I'm currently going through a career move and anticipate I have one upcoming, and I have had to work on my mindset of approaching it from a position of empowerment. Sometimes I do have those moments where like I will lapse and that scarcity mindset kicks in, but I have to remind myself that I need to trust and kind of release control and trust in the universe and approach it from the position of empowerment of I am leveling up. I'm literally feel like I am leveling up like in my life, and I'm evolving and I'm growing and I'm changing. And this need for a career pivot is from that position. And that's where when I have that mindset, I have feelings of excitement for the future and not fear of future and change. Another example would be for dating. When you approach dating from a position of fear versus abundance, that's energy that you're putting out there. And I definitely feel like, especially when you're on a date, like people can pick, your date can sense that. He, she, they can pick it up. When you approach it from a position of fear, you're approaching it, it may look like, I don't want to be alone, versus from abundance, you have that confidence and knowledge that you're whole on your own. You are a whole being, a whole person on your own, and you are open to connection to cultivate like that partnership with someone as two whole individuals. That's a very powerful like position to come from. And I definitely believe, especially in today's dating world, like people can pick up on that. You can sense that energy that you approach that date with. With all these examples, it's all the same action with different energies between approaching them from fear versus from an abundance mindset. But depending on which way that you approach, you're going to have entirely different outcomes from any of them. The truth is, your energy, it's setting the tone before you ever speak. People remember how you made them feel, not what you said. And that's why aligned energy, it's so magnetic. It invites that connection, it invites opportunity, and it cultivates that trust. When you cultivate an energy and environment of positivity and optimism, you foster an environment a positive environment, which fosters motivation and peace. And people pick up on that. It enables you to approach life's challenges with more flexibility and innovation and even excitement. You become conditioned to not fear change, but rather to embrace change and to view it as an opportunity versus from a position of lack where you fear and you resist and you fight it. So, how do you check your energy before you act? Before you do anything, I want you to pause and ask yourself these 4 questions. Why am I doing this? Is this from love, fear, scarcity, or alignment? What emotion is fueling this action? And lastly, what do I want this to feel like? Let's say you're about to make a big decision. Take that time to pause, breathe, and notice where in your body you feel tension. Is it in your shoulders? Is your chest tight? Is your mind racing? Or are you relaxed, calm, grounded, clear, open? That somatic check-in, it's everything, because if your nervous system is dysregulated, your energy will be too. And no strategy in the world can override the energy that you're bringing to the table. And this is how you start creating a life on purpose. One choice, one action, one shift in energy at a time. It all starts with you, with your mindset and how you approach it. There are so many tools out there that you can use to shift into a more aligned energy. I want to talk about what you can do to align your energy before taking action. You can easily Google this. There's endless amounts of advice online, or you use ChatGPT or whatever your go-to is that can help you with shifting yourself into a more aligned energy. But I'm going to give you a few of them that I have found that works really well for me when I need to shift my energy or if I'm about to make a big pivot in my life. The first one I've already touched on is grounding yourself. I'm a huge fan of breath work. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths and placing a hand on your heart and reconnecting with intention. Next is visualizing the outcome. Picture how you want to feel after the action. Visualize your future life, after you've made that decision, what that life is going to look like. Let that energy lead. Next is affirmations. Use empowering phrases like, I create from purpose, not pressure. I lead with clarity, not chaos. Another one is movement. I absolutely love movement. And it can be as simple as, go get a workout in, go for a walk, move your body before you make a big decision. Science has shown that working out before making a decision can enhance your cognitive function. Movement, it increases your blood flow and oxygen. It increases both the blood flow and oxygen to your brain, which is going to improve your focus and your clarity and help you to be able to make better decisions from a healthier place. Another one is music and nature. I absolutely love combining movement with nature. Every morning, especially right now where I'm still trying to recover from having a stroke and healing, I will start out my morning of grounding myself. I will go outside with Q, my dog, and we will go for a walk out in the woods and take in the fresh air, take in the sounds of, the wind through the trees and the birds, the environment around me. Getting vitamin D, getting that sunlight. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love sunlight, and it's so crucial to get in the morning. But what I'm doing is I'm shifting my vibration with the sound and with the fresh air and with that movement. I am regulating my nervous system naturally. Music can also have the same effect as well too on your mind. Music can activate different parts of your brain, and it can modulate your nervous system and your brainwave activity. That can also ground you. It can also stimulate you as well too. Another one is cold water or grounding rituals. I've already touched quite a bit on the grounding aspects, but cold water is absolutely amazing. It can be something as simple as splashing cold water in your face in the mornings. I'll typically get up before I go for a walk, and that's one of the first things I'll do is I'll wash my face just in cold water. I don't use soap or anything. I get the coldest water I can and I splash my face, and it helps tighten it and it helps kind of depuff it a bit, but it's also very refreshing. You can also do cold plunging. I'm a fan of cold plunging because there's so many benefits out there that range from stress reduction due to release of stress reducing hormones, and helps your neurotransmitters and creates the happy endorphins that's going to enhance your mental clarity. There's so many benefits on it, and that's another item that you can go ahead and Google. Just the benefits on cold water. But I know cold water plunging has been a trend for a little bit, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon just because there are so many benefits that come from it. If that's not your thing, you can also ground yourself by taking your bare feet and just standing in the grass. Place your feet in the ground. It can help regulate your nervous system and reset your energy. So find those things, those tools that work for you. There's so many of them that are out there. And the ones I gave you today, these are just a few tools of many that exist that can help you to recenter and be in tune with yourself. When you give yourself the space to recenter, your actions, they become sacred. They come from your truth and not from your triggers. You don't ever want to act from a position of like where you're triggered. You want to come from the best you, a centered and calm you. And as you make those decisions, your energy that you carry out through like those decisions and then the environment through like work, your relationships with like your family and your coworkers, the work you're doing, that becomes your brand. If you're building something, whether it's a business, a relationship, a lifestyle, your energy is going to be your foundation. Your audience, your clients, your community, whoever it may be, they don't just connect with what you offer, but they're going to connect with how it feels to be around you and the energy that they receive from you. And the same thing holds true for the type of opportunities that you want to align yourself for. Do you want to attract aligned opportunities? Do you want to magnetize people? Then your job isn't just to do more, it's to be more aligned, be more in tune. And when you are more aligned and more in tune, that's when you can bring your best and most authentic self to the table. You show up with clarity, you speak from truth, you create from love. That's how you build something that lasts. This is especially important in your work and also in your family life. When you are energy led, whether you're an entrepreneur, leader, a mother, father, partner, it's not just like the offers and the things that like you're building, but what you are cultivating is like you're building movements. You're cultivating a stronger foundation in your partnership. You're setting a stronger foundation for your family within your home. People around you, they're going to gravitate to you when you have more aligned energy. And people, they're not just buying like your product or just following you. They're buying the frequency that you create from. And this has ripple effects through the work that you do, as well as for future generations if you have little ones at home. So it's more important now to take that time, do the inner work. Your outer results will always reflect on your inner energy. As I wrap up this episode, I want to remind you that you're not behind and you're not too late. But if something feels off, it might not be your strategy, it might be your energy. So take that time. This week, I want to challenge you before every action or major decision that you have to make, pause, breathe, check in with yourself. Ask yourself if you are coming from alignment or from anxiety, from truth or from pressure. With all that said, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. Continue to redirect and pivot as you need to. You have that power, and every time you realign, you reclaim your energy. And when your energy is aligned, your actions become unstoppable. Your energy, it's your superpower, so lead with it. Until next time, trust your energy. It's speaking for you. Please like and subscribe and share this episode with your friends and family. It greatly helps me out, and I love hearing from you as well too. Talk with you next Monday.